Welcome back to the SkyeTec mobile application training video series. Today, we're going to be talking about ENERGY STAR finals. From your work orders list, find the ESTAR final and select it. As usual, you will not be able to get past this first page without verifying the address of the home. If you need to contact the construction manager, you can do so by finding their number in the View Supers list. After you've verified the address, you'll get to the base information page, where you can fill out the orientation, HVAC and utility companies, and in addition, the condition space and the permit number, both of which are pulled in from SkyeTec. Really, you just need to verify that these informations are correct from the energy calcs and documents provided by the builder and make changes if necessary. On this page, you can also open your camera and begin to take pictures as you walk the outside of the house from left to right. The next page is the equipment list. Like I've mentioned in the HERS and TCI videos, if you've watched those already, we have made some changes to the order that you're usually used to on the Windows application. Now the equipment list will come first, as you're likely going to be walking the home and documenting some of the items that you'll find, like the compressor, the air handler, and other items like the water heater, dishwasher, etc. Now I'm going to quickly go through and just fill out a few things on this page so that we can actually submit this inspection at the end. So when you're walking this, read carefully just to make sure that you're selecting the information that's applicable to the home. Now I'm filling out information for 3 systems. You're not required to fill out information for 3 systems, just at the minimum 1. And we'll just put in a few different things here. One thing to note on the brands here, I have the option for other. If I find a brand that is not present, you can select other and a new box will show up for you to type out the brand of that appliance. And we're almost through here. Then we have our counts for the bedrooms, the fans, the lights. There we go. So I encourage anybody watching this video to take their time with their training inspection and just go through and kind of get comfortable and familiar with the way that this layout is structured. On the tablet, we had everything on this page on one view. You could see everything at once. Now that we're on an Android device, you will need to do a bit of scrolling, and some of the order has been moved around. You may notice a few things are missing, like the HVAC, HSPF, and SEER values. Now it's just asking for the location of the supply vent or to return. Where's the air handler? Most of this information is the same. Nothing is new, although there's been some reductions and reordering. If you've done a couple inspections already, you'll probably have an easier time understanding what to do on this page. And of course, you can always come back and review this video for any questions or reach out to IT@applicationsupport@skytec.com. I'm going to take a few more pictures on this page. Let's get one of the floor here, just to get some differences when we get to the final pictures page. The next page we have is the attic and exterior door. So when you go up into the attic, you'll verify who was the company, what's the R value, the grading of the insulation, the type of insulation, is it foam spray, is it blown, manufacturer. Most of this would be found on the attic insulation card stapled to one of the trusses, right? Now if that's not present, you could do something like you see here, NA, none, not available. You would give it the worst grading of 3. There's nothing lower than 3, so it's almost like a 0. And if you don't have an R value, you don't have an insulation card present, you could put 0. For ENERGY STAR, one difference between the HERS and TCI finals and ENERGY STAR finals is the continuation of the ENERGY STAR revision checklist. So you have these two items here. All inspectors completing an ENERGY STAR final have to verify whether these items need to be corrected, they are correct, or they're not applicable. The next option we have here is ventilation. The ventilation is required for ENERGY STAR final. You will see the static pressure readings, the additional ventilation results in case we need to record more airflow values than one, and some new fields that were not present on the HERS and TCI finals. We have our bedroom pressures to make sure that it is within the appropriate range with a yes/no value, and our exhaust fans. Starting with the master bath, going through all the bathrooms and ending with the kitchen exhaust. You'll identify the best strategy at that home, and the strategy airflow will appear underneath. So let's go ahead and take a look at supply as well. Supply, you have to collect a reading of 6, 8, whatever the diameter is. Get your 4 readings with your pitot tube. And you'll notice this message down here. It says 2.11, 2.26. It's calculating as I'm adding values in. So we'll add in 100, and we'll see here that the airflow is 873. The message down there said that the supply test failed at 873. Why did it fail? Well, I've got a min and max up here of 95 to 128. That's my passing range. If I have an airflow that is less than or higher than that range, I'm going to get a message on the screen telling me that it failed. On the next page is the blower door. Your only option here is the multi-point inspection. You'll select your wall height, and you'll see here that you have 5 options for readings. They are preset to the A fan ring and the building pressures of 10, incrementing up until 50. Select the appropriate fan ring and the building pressure that you tested at, and enter your reading. Next, you take a picture of your manometer, and you'll continue to do so for all 5 readings. So we'll just go ahead here, select our fan rings, put in some options, and along the way, I would be taking pictures. Now that I've put in my last reading, I got a warning. That warning at first popped up because it registered the fan pressure as 5. Once I put in the next reading, it'll actually not give me an incorrect warning, because as I scroll down to the bottom, even if you see a message, it's probably just a delayed notification. Just simply verify that you're within range. So I see here I have a 5.1 and a 0.99. Both of those are in range. I should be okay to go get a validation, right? Let's quickly go check that out. Blower door not valid. Well, see down there, it mentions something about the temp. That's because we didn't fill out our temperature information. Temperatures are required for all inspections that have a blower door. So I'll have to record the inside temperature, the outside temperature. If there's an elevation, I could put it in, or I could leave it at 0 if there's no elevation recorded for the home that I'm testing. Just a quick verification. Some of my test data has changed a little bit because the temperature does weigh an impact on those calculations. I'll use this test data to fill out the blower door paperwork for the builder. On this screen, I have duct blaster total test, and on the following, the outside test. Both of these are structured and function the exact same way, but there's one slight difference. Now, I mentioned earlier about the square footage, and I had changed it to 1230. So we'll treat this, for the sake of this video, as a single system home. Select my fan ring, and you notice I got a test pass. That's because technically the QN is 0. Let's put in a fan pressure of 2000, and I'll put in my individual square footage, and I'll get a QN of 0.236 or 23.6%. You'll notice that that message I got says that the test failed because the QN is higher than 0.08. That is unlike some of the other inspections that have a duct blaster, because they refer to the energy calculations for the allowable limits. Energy Star has a predefined system that tells you what passes for the total test and the outside test. So does that mean that the outside test can be 8%? I don't know. Let's see. If I put in 250 and my square footage, I get a 8%. However, this one says that I can no longer be higher than 4% or 0.04. So there is some visual feedback that you will get as an inspector when completing these inspections. If you see something strange at first, I just encourage you to wait and for the final notification to verify whether or not you're appropriately within range. Now, I'm on my final pictures page, and I can see some of the different pictures that I took care of the floor, some of this window. I'll select one to be my front elevation, verify that all my pictures are correct, and the only thing I have left to do here is pass or fail the home. Like other inspections, if I select pass, I'm not required to leave any additional feedback, although it is encouraged as it helps our builders build better homes. However, if I select fail, I still am not able to validate. Why is that? Well, that's because I need to leave feedback. I can't submit a home and fail it without telling the builder what's wrong. So you could leave your notes here on anything and everything that was wrong with the home. I'm just going to quickly go back here and make a correction to this inspection and see that everything is validated. All right, we will go ahead and go to the Energy Star Final. I see that it is not checked off, so I'll press sync in the top right. I get my message that it's been successfully sent, and I will refresh the page by scrolling down, and now I have a check mark. So we know that everything was sent off successfully.